So I really didn't want to make this video, but I decided, fuck it, I'll make the video. I'll put my 2 cents, my opinions on the topic, which is Battlefield 5. I wanted to say, for the record, I am a big fan of Battlefield 4. That was one of my more favorable Battlefield games. It's a game that I could always fall back on and have fun. I do occasionally jump into Battlefield 1. I haven't recently, but I do occasionally like Battlefield 1. But Battlefield 4 will always outweigh Battlefield 1. But now to get to the topic at hand, I really I'm trying my best with this completely unscripted, commentary to not talk about politics in my content, in my videos, or on my channel. But since this has a little bit to do with politics and drama and controversy, I will bring it up and bring my opinions on it, and I will kind of try to explain it in the most factual but also opinionated way that I possibly can, so you guys can understand where I sit when it comes to, or where I lie with my opinion, or where do I come from with my opinion, or where do I stand with my opinion, whatever words you would prefer to, kind of grasp. I feel, basically, the answer is no, I am not buying Battlefield 5. I do not want to cover Battlefield 5 on this channel, and there's a good reason for that. And the main reason why is when a person has a business and they provide a service or a product, and they tell somebody that either A, you follow our political agenda, or agree with us, or don't buy the game. If they say something like that, like you only have, you have an ultimatum, you have 2 choices to make: either follow their bullshit that you don't necessarily agree with, or don't buy the game. I'm gonna go with I'm not buying the game because of their political agenda. I'm not buying the game because I was told that if I don't agree with their political agenda, then I shouldn't buy the game. And just the fact that he said that is the reason why I was like, yeah, I'm not going to buy this game. I'm not going to give, any kind of, I'm not even going to use the person's name that said at DICE, the guy that actually said that. I don't want to give him any kind of credit, or I don't even want to mention his name because he doesn't deserve to be, his name doesn't deserve to be said or told. Everybody knows who he is. I don't want to say his name because I don't give a shit about a person that doesn't care about consumers. Me as a consumer, a person that spends their hard-earned money on products and services, I demand the best. And and I hate to say it this way, but if I had a business, I want to go to the end of the fucking world to prove to my consumers that I'm there for them, because that's the point. If you want people to buy your products and services, you're going to have to sometimes swallow the hardest thing to swallow, which is you might have to eat something financially. You might have to swallow your pride, or you might have to do something that you don't necessarily agree with, just so that you can let the consumer know, listen, I went out of my way for you. And if they know that this guy literally went out of his way for me, like if DICE did something to go out of their way for me as a consumer, and I'm saying consumer as in people that buy their products. That's what I mean by consumer, me as a consumer, but everyone as a consumer. If they went out of their way for me and did something crazy, like we're going to drop the price of the game, we'll do exactly what the community is asking for, I'd be like, well, that's a good start, but you guys are going to have to punish that asshole that basically told all the consumers that supported Battlefield as a community that we're uneducated and we don't know what we're talking about, and if we don't agree with their agenda, we don't then fuck off, don't buy our game. You say that, you lose right away. That right there. So it might take me some time before I decide to ever go back to buying another Battlefield game because of this. I feel that they don't deserve my hard-earned money, and every consumer that really truly cares about the fact that they're a consumer and cares in general, don't buy that game. It's not worth it. And I don't have a bias towards Battlefield because I still play Battlefield 4. I still play Battlefield 1. I like those games. And now I know that people are saying, people are pissed because, a female amputee with a mechanical arm. Yes, that is irritating, and face paints, and the guy from God of War, that really you're not making anything immersive based on historical events of World War II. You might as well call that game something else and don't base it off of World War II. If you're going to do that, just make a modern day shooter and add a bunch of weird, strange shit into there that people will then not complain about because it's kind of a futuristic shooter. So it won't matter if there's a woman with with no arm or with a mechanical arm. It won't even matter then. But if you're going to advertise your game to be in a setting of World War II and you're talking about female soldiers that are amputees that have mechanical arms that has no historical reference, or it's not a fact. There was never any. Even men that lost limbs during World War II were then deemed not combat effective and were sent home. So you're telling me that they would send men home that were amputees, but they would allow women that lost an arm or a leg to get a mechanical arm or leg and then go back and fight? That makes absolutely no fucking sense. And I know that it's not fully authentic. It's not super, like immersive. Like, it's not fully based on historical accounts. Okay, it doesn't have to be. But you're having World War weapons. The setting and timeline is World War II. Vehicles, the landscape, World War II. So then throwing in something that has no place to be in a World War II setting, if it was a man with an amputated arm and a mechanical arm, with basically a mechanical arm because he lost a limb, I would feel the same way. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. I don't care if it's somebody that's polka dots. I could care less. You look at Battlefield 1, I had absolutely no complaints that, they had the Harlem Hellfighters, which were, courageous black soldiers from America that fought in World War I. I had absolutely no complaints that they added, Russian female soldiers in the whole communist revolution expansion pack in Battlefield 1. I had no complaints for that because it was real. It was based on historical events. It was true. It was something that actually existed and happened. But nowhere in World War II were there a female soldier serving in the infantry in the front lines with an amputated arm, and in place of the amputated arm there was a mechanical arm, like a robot hand basically. There was none of that ever existed. So putting that into the game, you're kind of destroying the purpose or point of your product and service that you're providing. And technically the outrage and outcry from the Battlefield community was not to hurt the game, but to make it better. That's the reason why people bitched and complained, because they want it to be successful. That's why they complained. And honestly, EA and DICE catering to a small group of people that will not buy their game, but basically almost like they make EA and DICE feel bad if they don't add a woman or add a person of color or something like that in their game, that they're going to somehow be punished. No, you're not going to be punished if you're going to go by real historical accounts. Yes, they could have the Harlem Hellfighters in World War II because they also served in World War II. They can do that. But having, like I said, certain things, they have no historical relevance. It's pointless to have them in a Battlefield game. But the main reason why I'm upset, that I could let slide, whatever. That's stupid, makes your game look retarded, to be honest. But you know what? Whatever, it's a game. I can get past that and get over that. But the thing that I can never get past, and this is the reason why I'm not buying Battlefield 5, because I want to kind of end this video now, is the simple fact that some guy at DICE told all the consumers, all the people in the Battlefield community that support Battlefield, that they're uneducated people, they don't know what they're talking about, And they can have basically two choices. Either follow their political agenda, which is to cater to apparently female amputees in World War II that were non-existent, or fuck off and not buy their game. So I decided that I will fuck off and not buy your game. And that's the end of it. For me to ever want to get back to supporting Battlefield in the future, they're going to have to do something outrageous to get me back as a consumer. Because as of right now, it's a guarantee that the next 2 Battlefield games I will most likely not buy because of what that asshole from DICE said. Because I will not be here to be, I'm not here as a consumer to be told that I'm uneducated and that I have to follow someone's political agenda. I don't have to. Unfortunately, I don't have to. For him, unfortunately, and them, unfortunately, I don't. I'm the one with the money. I'm the one that's giving you the money. So I'm choosing not to support you and not to give you money because apparently, according to that guy, I'm uneducated. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't want to follow their political agenda. So I will kindly fuck off and not buy this Battlefield and the next Battlefield, and maybe the Battlefield after that. We'll see how time goes, and we'll see what DICE and EA does to try to get back consumers, because as of right now, it seems that maybe in a few months or in a few years, they're going to be bankrupt because of this pathetic decision to do what they did and say what they said. That's all I got to say. I'm the Mitten. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Peace.